Hello everyone, and welcome to qualifying in Hockenheim, Germany, in what could full well be my last qualifying session for Caterham, as I've been offered a contract from Force India. I've left it up to you guys whether I take it or not, and so far it is going in Force India's favour, so get the results on that next week. It should be hopefully beginning of the week. Now you'll hear back on that. Like I say, at the moment it's looking like it's going to be Force India. So as I saw at the beginning of the video there, just checking that I'm still thrashing my teammate, and indeed I am. Just making sure I've got a set of option tyres. Going out onto track. So then, first lap of Quali 1. As I always say, it needs to be a good banker lap, and I'll probably go hell for leather the lap after. So coming into the first corner, this very high speed section, very tricky to not cut the corner too much, as you don't want to get a penalty there, as I dive inside of the HRT there. Ooh, and look for a bit of slipstream, but I think that confused him and he dove out in front of me. I did have to get off the throttle slightly, so probably lost a few tenths there, unfortunately. So 16, more or less 16.9. I'm not sure how quick that is, because we haven't got anything to rate it to just yet. Coming down this long back straight then, breaking down into the hairpin. Ooh, overshot that by quite a bit. So this will certainly be a steady banker lap anyway. There's that Hockenheim there, sat right on my racing line, but it didn't really cost me any time. Just myself that's costing me time really so far, and the HRT, but it would have been a great lap anyway, would it, because of the mistake I made at the hairpin. It's important to note actually that I believe, there's no way of telling unfortunately, but I believe this is actually just on professional difficulty, unfortunately, not legendary. Not sure how it happened, possibly from playing online, possibly from playing quick race, I don't really know. Ooh, was I run wide there, get gravel on my tyres? Don't really know why, but for some reason I noticed after this race weekend that the difficulty was only on professional, not legend. So I've amended it, and it will apply after the next race. That's a 17.3 in my first lap there, as I go straight for a second lap. Like I said, that's a banker, it's alright, but not amazing. So unfortunately, the results aren't really ideal. It's unfortunately messed up my championship a little bit, but there's no way of going back without restarting the entire season, which I don't want to do. There's no way of going back a couple of races, so just going to have to deal with it. A little bit annoying, but I will most certainly make sure it's on legendary for the next race. Okay, so managed to spot my braking point perfectly then for the hairpin this time. Got a good launch as well. Got on the throttle nice and early, DRS open, using the rest of my KERS. No cars to block me so far on this lap. And looks like the next car's plenty enough ahead of me. So coming into this infield section then. Looks like I've maintained a lot more speed than I did last lap, so I ran a bit wide with the DRS there. So 3 tenths up my previous. It's looking pretty good so far. Not actually that much up though. I thought I'd be more up than that, because I haven't made the same mistakes, but perhaps I'll just carry less speed into the corners. Oh, was he getting a throttle very early there? So that was a good lap, or good corner at least. So not running so wide this time, staying well away from the curb. Nicely touching the inside curb there, running very wide on the exit, but throttle's fully planted, DRS is fully open, so it doesn't make a difference. Half a second up then, a 16.7. Pretty happy with that lap. Going back to the garage, that should be enough to beat well, be in the top 17 at least, and it looks like it might be fastest. Looks like the big guys have already gone. Button, Vettel, Alonso, Webber. So Hamilton pops in there in second, but still a second slower than me, so looks like I might be able to get pole on this professional difficulty. Like I said, I'd rather it be on legend and not get pole, or not get anywhere near pole really in a Caterham, but there we go, it is what it is, isn't it? Raikkonen into the drop zone then, it looks like it. I wonder if he'll go out, be interesting if he does. And there we go, that session's over. I did indeed finish first by more or less a second. Absolutely smashed it then. So moving into Quali 2 then, as we see some nice shots of the Hockenheim ring. Nice British flag there. I'm sure they're supporting me. So finish 6th or above is my objective for qualifying. I think I might be able to meet that on this professional difficulty, but we'll have to wait and see. It's all about getting the laps in, especially in Quali 3 when you're limited on time. So let's see then, coming from my first flying lap, once again, same recipe. Get a banker lap in first, something that's roughly representative, and then go hell for level on the next lap. Okay, so coming into the last couple of corners then, it's important to get a good line, as that was a pretty good line. It could have been better actually, but wasn't too bad, so using as much KERS as I can. Once again, got to watch the braking for this first corner, as it's very easy to cut the corner. I'm sure that was incredibly close to cutting it there. So first sector almost then. Looks like I've nailed this lap so far. Possibly could have taken a bit more speed into the first corner, but 16.7 nonetheless. It's pretty good. Coming down this long back straight then. Got my very short gear ratio as you can hear there. I'm revving to very early, but it means I'll be quicker in the race. So braking, and looks like I've nailed that. I have indeed. Clipped the curb perfectly. So using the rest of my curves once again out of that tight hairpin. So well into the second sector now then. Braking right down. It's important to carry a lot of speed through that corner. It doesn't really feel like you can, but it is important to try and carry as much speed as you can and then get on the throttle early. Probably gains you quite a bit of time. 52.8 middle sector then. Ooh, so I went a bit wide. You want to be just touching the inside curb there. I was nowhere near it. So it's not going to be a fantastic lap, but it is just a banker, as I said. Just trying to get something that's roughly representative in. So I run a bit wide there and get a bit of grass on my tyres. Once again, run wide. Completely missed that first apex. Nailed the second one though. Should give me a reasonable amount of speed to take into my next lap. 17.5, so yes, not a great lap. This is where I go for it though. As you can hear me screaming it in the limiter there. That's how you know I'm going for it if I'm touching any limiters. So 75 is the current fastest lap. As you can visually see, I carry more speed into that corner there. What's it going to be? A 16.8 more or less. It was actually a little bit slower there. We are 100th down, so couldn't really have been much closer if I tried, could it? But that's good. That means my first lap was a good first sector. Hopefully I can improve it thereafter. Ooh, so I run a bit wide, but don't think it really cost me any time because I managed to tighten up a little bit in the middle of the corner to get a better exit. Okay, so well into the second sector once again then. So this is the corner where you've got to carry quite a lot of speed, as I certainly do that time. Perhaps could have been better though. I did miss the apex, so this isn't a perfect lap. But it's still 2/10 up my previous, at 52.6. Let's see if I can carry this speed then through the final sector. I should be able to, because I did completely miss that apex of the penultimate corner. Getting DRS open once again very early. Running quite wide. Missed the apex. Sorry, nailed the apex, what I meant to say. Almost the exact opposite of what I meant there. So running very wide once again. Should be at least half a second up. It is indeed. Almost 8/10 up. Another 16.7. So it looks like 16.7 is pretty much my ideal time then. As we go back to the garage. Fast forward time, as we don't need any more than that. Indeed, look, my first lap in fact probably wouldn't be good enough for fastest. Not quite. It would probably wouldn't be good enough to get me through though. Well, a theoretical personal best of 16.702. So was, well, of course that first sector was the only one I was slower in, then that 100th. So it looks like someone's gone faster than me in one of the sectors though, because the theoretical overall best was 16.3, so 3/10 faster. 4/10. So there we go then. Through to quali 3. The pressure's on now then. Been quickest in the last 2 qualifying sessions. Can I be quickest in this one to take pole position? So we see another couple of shots of the Hockenheim ring then and me hopping into my car. Okay. So not a lot really to do apart from make sure that I've got a brand spanking new set of the options. But I don't actually. I go for a U set for this first lap. Forgot I was doing 2 runs in this session. So going for a U set for this first banker lap. I'll come back in, bolt a shiny new set on, and I'll go hell for leather. Try and get a fantastic lap in. Hopefully it needs to be a below 16.7 because that's been my benchmark the last previous 2 sessions. So let's see if I can go a bit faster. So getting hooked up fairly nicely. Get on the DRS very early. Just gonna have to slightly correct the rear a little bit there. So this first corner then. Ooh, I set a couple of stabs at it there. You saw I started to turn in, realised it was going to be bit too eager, and I was going to cut the corner. Okay, so 16.8 wasn't it? My best first sector. 16.9, so it's 10th down. Again, it's just a bank lap though, so I'm not too worried about it. As long as I don't make any major mistakes, I'm happy. So well into the rev limiter there then. Braking just to reach the curb on the left. Missed the apex ever so slightly, but actually I think that was a probably better corner because I did get a better exit. Got on the throttle earlier, straight in the car up earlier. Emptied my curves and got my DRS wide open. So breaking down into this corner, we've got to carry a lot of momentum, which I have certainly done this time. Could have carried more, could have shifted up a bit earlier and carried a bit more speed, but again it's just a banker lap. So 52.8, pretty good so far. Ooh, so I completely missed the apex there though. Didn't want to be doing that. That's probably lost me a couple of tenths. So I'll be lucky if I get a 17.3 say I'm 1-4 at the moment-ish. Somewhere around there anyway. Perhaps 17-2 because I did nail those last couple of corners. We'll wait and see. 17-5, so slower than I thought then. But that's alright, that was a U set, so that's not bad for a U set of tyres. So I will just advance the time a little bit. I want to be one of the last across the line ideally, but don't want to push it too much. I'm actually on pole with just that lap, but no, I'm not, sorry, I'm looking at Alonso's time. That's not me, is it? I'm down in 6th, half a second off, so 17-0 to beat. So I just need to post the same time as I did last time, or last 2 sessions actually, and I'll be there. Pressure's on though, so I go to rich mixture there to get the maximum out of my engine. So 40 seconds left to get to the line, plenty of time. So we'll just get that one final lap in.
30 seconds left in the session.
As Alonso goes faster slightly again, a 17-0 still though. So pressure's on this last lap, we need 20 seconds to cross the line, plenty of time though. Looks like most cars are pitted, so they'll be out of my way. Only 2 cars are pitted actually, so but they shouldn't, no one should get in my way. So I've got to nail the first corner, not cut it. I have done. Didn't cut it. If I cut that corner, it would have all been over. That's the only place I really could have made a big mistake, but I've missed the apex slightly there. Wasn't ideal. Can't see my first sector time unfortunately, but it's 5 tenths up on Alonso and a 10.5 up on my previous. So it's a very good first sector to start the lap. Let's see if I can nail this braking point. Ooh, I can't run massively wide there. That's not great. Probably lost me my advantage there, so I'm just on for the same lap at the moment, but there's a few areas I definitely could improve on in the latter part of this lap. See how much momentum I carry. Clip the curb nicely there. That's better momentum through there. Sneaky bit of DRS in between the 2 corners and open it once again as early as I can. End of the second sector, sorry. So did lose about half a tenth in the end. Ooh, so I run nicely wide there, using all the track and a little bit more. 7 tenths up on Alonso still. Let's see if I can maintain that advantage then. Coming into this last sector, I need to absolutely nail it. It's been a pretty good penultimate corner. Hooked over the curve a little bit. Good last corner. Get DRS open nice and early. Full throttle all the way to line. What time is it going to be? It's going to be a 16.6 it looks like it was. Indeed, a 16.671. So pretty much on par with what I've done the last couple of sessions. So fairly consistent from me. Indeed, 3.5 tenths up on pole position. On second position because I was on pole. So there we go then. Caterham on pole. As I said, I am on professional difficulty, unfortunately. Rather taints this result really, doesn't it? Not sure where I would have been on legendary, but there we go. As I said, it is what it is. Can't go back and change it. So let's just enjoy it for what it is, entertainment. So I'm celebrating there. Got my target, I finished in 6th or above, because I nailed it on pole. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.